not about talent. It's about heart. It's about who can go out there and play the hardest. Now, they've been here before. They're not going to give it to us. We got to go out there and we got to take it. Right? Take it. Take it. I want you to go out there and take it. Take it. 1, 2, 3, take it.
I can't believe we're back. Sports Savage, call or text the show 470-391-4034. We got a hot game. We got the Bay of Pigs, Green Bay, San Francisco Bay. I don't know. It was bad. Anyway, that game's going on tonight. But holler at us at any time during the show or before or after the show. We will play your voicemails, read your texts. We love it when our fans join us, don't we, Sammy?
Oh, absolutely, man. These guys were just two guys on the internet talking shit.
And speaking about talking shit, I'm talking cash shit. I got a new background. If you can't see, because I always say I'm from sunny Los Angeles, California. I just wanted to show you today. The weather isn't always, Anyway, it's nice. It's a flex. I'm admitting it. I don't care because we're Titletown, baby. Once the Rams or the Chargers make a run, it'll be all three. We're like, what's his face? Who wants all the Infinity Stones? We're gonna get them. I'm joined by the best in the business, smooth talking Sammy from Orlando, Florida, blue Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, unless you're talking about elections, then it's absolutely Suwu blue red. But what up, man? It's been too long. Savage Life, Sports World, what's happening?
It has been. I had stuff going on. Sammy had stuff going on. He had a wedding he went to. I had other stuff that was going on. We always pick the best time to come back because there's literally nothing going on. Wink. Whenever we come back, it's always just super dead. So I'm sure people are bored and they want to hear something. So we're gonna talk about sports. Sammy, let's talk NBA. Let's talk trade rumors. Let's talk new coaches. NBA, even though NBA season's done, okay, it's still on the back burner. I think a lot of people, even though they want to say the ratings were quote-unquote down, I think I definitely got more into the NBA after this season. I don't know if it was just because of the bubble or because of the circumstances or whatever it was, but now I have a better idea of what the teams are, who the teams are. Of course, the Lake Show won, flex, again, Titletown, but they want him to come back, Sammy. December, the normal time. I'm sure no one's even thinking about that. What do you think?
I think this is Adam Silver not, wanting to make the toughest decision and really turn down some of that TV money. And they're already losing some because the original season starts with October. But with the way things worked out, they were able to run a little bit longer this year. So they did make a lot of the money that they would have lost vacating the entire 2020 season. With that being said, though, if you're the stars of the league, if you're LeBron James, if you're the Kevin Durant, maybe not so much the Kevin Durant because you haven't played in a while, but if you're Miami or if you're Denver, you may have to, talk to your player reps and pull your nuts out a little bit. Like, hey, we just got done entertaining the world not even 90 days ago, and now you guys want us to come back and it hasn't even been 90 days. That's not how a normal offseason works. And understanding the circumstances that we're in, nothing is normal. You're kind of devaluing the product by forcing people out a little early. Now, you do have teams who haven't played in months, so it's understandable that you want to get them out there and especially make that Christmas Day deadline because Christmas Day is NBA basketball in America. But with that being said, it's going to be some give and take between the stars of this league who just got done providing entertainment and the league who's saying, we got a deadline to meet.
Sammy, I'm about to blow your mind with a brand new idea. You ready to hear it?
Let's do it.
All right. All-Star Game is no longer played halfway through the season. The All-Star Game is the first game of the NBA season. From last year.
What?
From last year's All-Stars, whoever it is, that means they're all going to play. It's not like the Pro Bowl where the Super Bowl might happen or something else. This is the first game. You get all the big stars. It's a bullshit game. Nobody cares. And NBA guys need that break during the other time anyway. NBA All-Star starts the season. It's too early to start it now, but that's my idea of the NBA right there. It's a $1 zillion idea.
Yeah, if you're the 1 through 5 top 5 player in the league, but let's say you're number 11 and you're trying to make an All-Star team, it's kind of hard to make it if you don't even get a fucking game to show what you're worth.
No, I'm saying this All-Star game would be last year's All-Star. So the first game is the All-Stars of last year.
Well, then nobody gets to be an All-Star this year. No new All-Stars.
Whatever.
Do
Do the dunk contest.
If you weren't good enough last year, screw you.
See, this is why NBA is not my number one. You know, I'm just a casual fan. Your boy Stan Van, you, Mr. Orlando, he got you there. He got you to the front door. You just couldn't open it up. Stan Van now with the Pels, with Zion, is it gonna work? I like it. I want more Stan Vans in the NBA. It's better.
I felt like it was only a matter of time before one of the Van Gundys got out of the whole broadcasting business. They both look like they just had that itch to coach. With that being said, I feel like he got the best free agent job available. Or coaching job. I don't believe the Clippers really was that open. Tyronn Lue going there makes the most sense versus them bringing in a whole new voice that maybe Kawhi and Paul George didn't even sign off on. So with that being, if you don't count that job, I feel like the Pelicans was the best job available. So shout out to him for that, and we'll see, what his, X's and O minds can bring out of a Zion and a Brandon Ingram, because they have some talent there. But with that being said, they're also shopping Drew Holiday, so he's coming into a fluent situation. I do believe in him as a coach, but we'll see if he can, make them better than what they were.
I think he can. Stan Van, I think he would have stayed at Orlando if he didn't get Dwight Howarded. And we can make that a verb when you get Dwight Howarded. Because what he made Stan Van look like an asshole. It's like, oh, he's not going to get traded. Give him the big hug, the big smooch, and then he was out the next day. Orlando was never the same. Dwight Howard's never the same. But, I should take this moment. I should take this time to say it is good to be an NBA champ. As one of the best Laker fans in the city, or the world for that matter. Lake Show.
You did. You picked the Lake Show. You had a choice.
People quit. You know what? And it was an intuition thing. The universe gave me all the options, Sammy. They said pick anyone you want, and you can wait as long as you want to pick whatever you want. I said no. I said I want this. Don't care how. I want it now, just like that bitch from Willy Wonka. And I took the Lake Show, and we won. So, it's good to be a big-time fan, and it's good to be an LA Dodger fan. Can I say that, too? I have so many championships. I can't hold... Can you hold one of them for me, Sammy? Can you hold one of these championships?
Wow. I see.
Anyway, I had to flex on that again.
You're going to wait between the Chargers and the Rams.
It's flex night. It's flex night. I feel like Macho... Randy Macho Man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I do like it, and I think the Pelicans needed some kind of new juice kind of in that. And now there's trade rumors that your boy is now he's at the 76ers, pulling all the strings. Daniel Morey, they had to kick him out. The Morey Eel always puts his teams in contention. He wants to they're saying, this is water cooler talk, he wants Harden on Philly. Would they trade Ben Simmons? Would they trade somebody else? What's the best combo? Sammy, I gotta know.
The key phrase in that sentence is that Philly wants to trade for James Harden. If the Houston fucking Rockets trade James Harden for anything other than 3 championships, like 3 actual championships, like you have to trade me your championship trophies. Not to say that James Harden's worth that haul, but it has to be something that blows my socks off. He's literally like top 3 player in your franchise history, maybe top 5 if you really want all the way back to players who nobody recognizes anymore, but they still put up numbers. And there's no value that you can get, especially from Philly, unless you're talking about Embiid and Ben Simmons. But if you're Philly, obviously you want to pair a guy like James Harden up with one of your primetime players, because obviously together they haven't done the most damage. I would be more along the lines of a Joel Embiid, James Harden type of situation, simply because I don't really know what Ben Simmons is at this point, other than a really good defender and a long, lengthy player. But with that being said, I think this is just a pipe dream for Philly. Houston, don't trade James Harden. That doesn't make any fucking sense. But it's something good to talk about.
He's gonna leave. I mean, Daryl Morey seems like that's his boy, so yeah, they might make whatever it takes to happen. But I'd like to see it. I mean, I'd like to see both teams explode because Houston, everyone's 6 foot tall. They're not going to go anywhere. Philadelphia, I still don't know what Ben Simmons
Morey
does.
did that.
I still don't know what Ben Simmons does. It seems like he gets all these accolades, but then when he doesn't play, his team has the same record.
Wow.
Am I wrong about that?
I wouldn't say you're wrong. He asked to the Sixers. If he was there, I mean, he was there. He wasn't there the entire playoffs, and they got swept.
It's true.
So that's something that you could put, a little feather in his cap. But with that being said, they haven't been able to be on the court at the same time and really do any damage. So I understand blowing it up for Philly. I just don't feel like it's going to be James Harden. It sounds good, but I don't see it.
We're gonna go out on this on NBA. I have another prediction, and Sammy, I'm pretty accurate on my predictions so far. I said, Justin Herbert was going to play, or one of the two was going to play, and they're both playing. Okay, I can see it in my mind's eye. Do you know where LeBron James will be within 3 years?
You're going to tell me where he's
It's
going
not
to be?
LA. It's not LA. Where will he be playing within 3 years?
In 3 years, LeBron James will be playing. I can't think of another place. Where's he going, man? Where the King is on the road? Where is he going?
Dallas.
Luka?
He's gonna hook up with Luka. This is the ultimate guy who wants to hitch a ride. He's done it his whole career. He's gonna continue to do it. He's gonna do it in Dallas. He's gonna have Luka. He's gonna have Porzingis. He's gonna have whoever else he wants at that point. Who's gonna stop them? Nobody. Kawhi's gonna be in the corner, oiling up his machine body, whatever he does. I'm calling it now, Sammy. Within 3 years, LeBron, Dallas, big time city, big time cash. It's not that far from LA, closer than what it was in Cleveland. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I love the team. If Porzingis stays healthy, the three of them is definitely as good as any other team, if not better, in the NBA. But he just leaves his little bro AD. Hey, AD, come to LA with me.
It's business. It's business.
Yeah. Hot take alert. I like it.
Yeah,
I can definitely, I can see him not finishing his career in LA.
There's no way. He can, once COVID's over and everything's gonna be like more normal-esque, he doesn't have to be in LA to get stuff done. He's got a PJ. You got a PJ.
That's a fact.
You'll be alright.
KJ has a PJ.
College football is coming up this weekend. Let's talk about Jim Harbaugh. How does this guy still have a job? He lost to Michigan State was a 27.5-point underdog. Michigan State won outright. Jim Harbaugh, he's talking about don't eat chicken because chicken's a scared meat. And if you eat it, you're going to be scared when you play. He drinks milk. He wears khakis. It's over. It's over for this guy. He was a flash in the pan. He was Hanson. Bop. He had, one good season. He had Cap. Okay? So who's looking better after that one? The guy who played with him or didn't have him. He hasn't done jack shit since. You could say that. He hasn't done anything at Michigan. Sammy, defend your boy.
No, he wasn't my boy. He's the brother of my boy, for being, technical. But with that being said, I mean, what a shit show. Like, he came in with such high expectations, came in with a lot of clout, and I just never got the job done. Whatever he was saying in these parents' living rooms, that shit was not lining up. The kids of those families were not trying to hear that shit. Or at least the top-tier Midwestern guys, because they just kept ending up at Ohio State kicking his ass the entire time he's been there. So if you're Michigan, are you kind of looking at your organization or your school kind of like a Madden curse situation? Because the last good coach you guys had is going over almost 2 decades ago, and this was supposed to be the fix. You guys were supposed to hire him, and this was the break the glass case of emergency hire. You cashed him out. He's getting paid handsomely, and it just went up in flames. I don't see how he finishes out this season, let alone comes back next season when he's going to lose to Ohio State. He's probably going to lose to Penn State. So yeah, if you're any a hardball fan, even his brother, I imagine he doesn't really want any questions about Michigan at his press conferences nowadays.
I'll tell you what, Colin Cowherd stole my take where I was like, a lot of college football coaches are going to bail water this season. They're going to see COVID, isn't going away like we all thought it was going away. And these NFL jobs, there's serious big time cash. There's going to be a lot of openings. And I can see that with a lot of these coaches that are coming out. I mean, I just hope and pray that Mike Norvell doesn't leave. Florida State plays Pitt this weekend. We have to win, Sammy. We got embarrassed last week. We had a bye week last week. Before that, we got embarrassed. Give me some good news. Is Pitt a good team? Should I be worried? We beat the number 5 team in the nation, so we should at least be in the top 25.
Yeah, I think that's like the only win that you guys have that matters. So just because you did one thing doesn't mean that you got to continuously do other things. It's a toss-up in this game. Pittsburgh, like most top-tier college football teams, has a solid, good running back. So if you're able to stop the run, it should make things interesting because I don't think they can really toss it around too tough. But it's the same situation with Florida State. What's going to happen in the trenches? Is the O-line going to protect, and is the D-line going to provide any pressure?
It's a good, true statement. We got the world's biggest cocktail party, Florida, Georgia. They're going to play. Florida was frauds. I told you from the jump. Georgia seems to be getting along somehow. But it seems like Alabama is just the best team. So do these other games even matter?
Yeah, because you need 4 teams to play in the playoffs. So we got to have 2 other teams. We got Alabama and Clemson.
But is it going to be 2 SEC teams in the playoff?
Who you got?
No, I don't think it will. I mean, I think it'll be Alabama, Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, and Notre Dame.
And that 4th spot is open. Notre Dame.
Because Notre Dame's going to beat Clemson this weekend. Let's just dig into that. Clemson, they lost their college football. Apparently, the spark that ignited the flame was Trevor Lawrence when he made this bullshit Twitter speech where he's like, "We just want to play." Yada, yada, yada. I'm sure he got multiple bags of money to say this speech. He's got COVID. College versus COVID. Wisconsin can't even play for 3 weeks because, there's an outbreak. But this is good for Notre Dame. They don't have to play against Trevor Lawrence. They had to play against a true freshman who had to eke it out against a lower tier team. So if I'm Notre Dame, I think it's bully ball time. We're just going to abuse them up front, and we're going to win by like 6 points.
That's interesting. I don't really see it. This is just another big game for Notre Dame. And what does Notre Dame do in big games? They almost lose to Florida State. So I like DJ Hawaiian or Polynesian last name insert. I think he's going to play better than he did.
He didn't play that bad, honestly.
But yeah, that's what I mean. The beginning of the game, and I think it's going to be a shootout, which I don't really like Notre Dame in those games. Notre Dame is either going to get on you heavy and play defense, or they're not going to be able to put up enough points. So this is a statement game for Notre Dame. Interesting enough, because they don't have Trevor. If there was a Trevor Lawrence sighting, like they were able to give him the Nick Saban juice, but I guess since he's an amateur or he's a kid, he can't get that Saban juice. They just hop right back on in there. But if Trevor Lawrence was playing, no one would be picking Notre Dame in this game. And if they were to win that, then obviously it'd be a playoff contender. So it shows the clout of Clemson that even without arguably the Heisman frontrunner, if Notre Dame's still able to get this win, it's still marked as one of the better wins in the college football season. But with that being said, I don't think they get it done. I'd be surprised.
Liberty University is ranked number 25.
Wow, that's
How about that?
and UCF lost to Tulsa.
Anyway, NFL this tonight. The Bay of Pigs. I'm gonna trademark that. I don't even know what the score is, but we're at the midway point now, Sammy. I think everybody is aware of who they are. I don't know who the Vikings are. Like, sometimes they want to dominate, and sometimes they just want to be a simp for whoever they're playing. We gotta have real talk right now. You and me. Uh-oh, your camera's gone.
Oh. Shit. Oh well.
It does say your name, though. I don't even know how long it's been down. I was looking. There we go.
Okay, no, my bad.
All right, Sammy. Lamar. I benched him in my
Oh,
fantasy.
that's where you want to go? You want to go there right now? Okay,
Benched
let's go
him
there.
in my fantasy, and Joe Burrow did better than him, so I made the right call. What's going on with Lamar? What's the deal?
Okay, so,
Is it sophomore slump?
Okay, so this is what's going on with Lamar Jackson. He's in his third year. He is not a natural thrower of the football, but he's yet one of the more electrifying quarterbacks in the league. So what is something that can't be refuted is that when he goes against top-tier defenses, they expose him, at least this season. A season ago, he was something new. He was the new talent. You know, there wasn't a lot of tape on him other than his rookie year. Now, teams are able to notice that if you rush him directly, which is with any quarterback, that's going to be a problem. You're going to be able to cause him to have to freestyle throwing the ball down the field, and that's something he hasn't mastered yet. So you have guys like Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers who make it look easy, and then you're going to also have guys like Lamar Jackson who's going to take some time to develop. The game against the Steelers was the worst game of his career.
I think if you're Baltimore, you feel good though. You feel better than me.
Oh, no,
I got Kirk Cousins. I hope they dump this guy. I hope they just throw him out on the street. Like he's like the boyfriend who's like the ne'er-do-well. Like he never really has a job, but he's always there when you kind of need him. I don't know. Get him out. I'm done with him. We need to tank for Fields. Force it for Fields. I don't know. That might be a bad slogan, but Kirk Cousins has got to go. That's just the bottom line. He's got to go. Dalvin Cook, when he's 100% healthy, and I know that's such an asterisk, he could be the best running back in the NFL.
Yes, but also the Packers could have one of the worst rush defenses in the NFL as well.
We'll find out tonight with the dismembered 49ers running game.
Yes, but if you're the Vikings, you have something in Justin Jefferson. I believe they made the right call by not trading Adam Thielen, simply because you don't trade talent. You want to acquire talent. So I don't know other than maybe switching up your offensive coordinator because you have LaFleur doing things with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. So obviously he has some kind of impact. So maybe you just need another offensive guy in the room because you paid Kirk Cousins way too much money and you extended him. I don't really think you're going to be able to trade him unless you trade him back to Washington. If you guys are able to orchestrate a deal to send Kirk Cousins back to the Washington football team, that shit could be.
What about a Kirk Cousins Jimmy G trade?
Ew, you want Jimmy Garoppolo?
I think we can
Mike
get
Kyle
rid of
Shanahan
Jimmy.
doesn't even want Jimmy Garoppolo.
We can just like get rid of that contract. Like I'm saying, it's just like we just trade it and just boot him, whatever. You know, just like a nasty NFL move. I don't know. We got to get rid of Kirk Cousins though. We got to get rid of him. He's a joke. He's a putz. He's not an alpha.
What about that defense? Kirk Cousins doesn't play defense.
I don't know. Vikings. Everyone blew me. Everyone fluffed me up to thinking the Vikings were going to have like a 10, 11, 12, you know what kind of season. But no. What is string bean in it? But the Vikings did beat Green Bay last week, and they're playing tonight against the 49ers who have like 9 million injuries. This is a rematch of the NFC Championship last year. Sammy, what should we look out for tonight?
So tonight, you should look out for if the Green Bay Packers are actually a championship contender. Then they should beat the dog shit out of a COVID-less, COVID-filled, COVID-riddled, injury-riddled 49ers team. If you're Kyle Shanahan and you're, trying to pump your chest out a little bit, this is the type of challenges that offensive minds like you live for, or even head coaches like you live for, to go out here on prime time and show that you're not the sum of your parts. If anything, you are the reason your parts look so good with your George Kittles and your quarterbacks that you no longer want and your fourth-string running backs. So there's definitely an interesting dynamic going here. Both teams could use this win. I don't think if you're the 49ers, you're looking to tank per se simply because you were just in the Super Bowl last year. So it's not like your team is like bad. It's just more so you had some of the worst luck or the worst luck this NFL season. But it's going to be interesting because both teams are going to go out there and try to get a win. And obviously the Packers should be able to get that done. But with them looking how they looked against the Vikes last week, I don't think that's a foregone conclusion.
Sorry, it's a 7-0 Packers. There's still 11:42 left in the first, so maybe it was the first drive. Howsy doozy. I'm trying to look at some games this weekend.
Hey, everybody's off Baker Mayfield now. How about that? It took only like fucking 3.5 years, but now everybody's like, oh, maybe Baker Mayfield's not that good. Really?
What do you think about Danny Dimes in his performance against the Bucks?
You know what? I want to like Danny Dimes so.
Yeah, I know you do.
He reminds me so much of Eli Manning, and I don't like Eli Manning. So I have to be a man of consistency, and I can't like someone who's exactly like someone else. Like I can't think of a difference. He runs a little faster until he falls, and trips over himself. But he's a longer Eli Manning. So if you're the Giants fan, I guess if you feel like you can come up with a great defensive line around him, you can put some magic happen in the next couple of years. But I can't. You gotta get off him.
Did you hear what J.J. Watt had to say?
Yeah, I feel like he's like 2 years too late, but I mean.
So basically, J.J. Watt just wanted to make like a trade. I'm trying to find the exact.
He's not trying to be around for a rebuild.
He's saying he's got like a year and a half left, and he doesn't want to be a part of a rebuild, but he trusts the process at the Texans. I don't know, like. You would have thought if he would have been that serious, that he would have forced a trade, this week when it was the trade deadline. But maybe he's like just gonna like be like shitbagging out until the end of the year, and then they like are forced to trade him. I don't know. Bill O'Brien's gone. The Texans experiment just didn't work, and I feel bad for Deshaun Watson. He will probably have the same fate of a Matt Ryan or something like that, where he's in a situation where he just can't win. Where do the Texans go from here, Sammy? You're in charge. We're gonna build. J.J. Watt wants to leave. We have Deshaun Watson. How do we get competitive next season?
Not next season. We wait like 4 seasons. They don't even have the first or second round pick in this year's draft coming up. So they're not gonna be good next year either. If you're Deshaun Watson, at least they literally did something more with the right morals or correctly as far as doing right by somebody. By paying that man, so if something happens to him, i.e. Dak fucking Prescott, or just in general, he's getting paid to go out there and not win a Super Bowl or really be that competitive. So if you're the next GM who comes after Bill O'Brien, I was having this conversation, and you have to be upfront and let them know this is a 3-year situation. So if you're looking to fire me within a year and a half, or if we go 0-16 or 2-14, I'm not the guy, because what I'm stepping into is not going to be competitive next year. And we don't have the assets to really make anything better for the next couple of years. So Bill O'Brien, he really shit on the money here. And if you're the owner of the Texans, hopefully, obviously you have a lot of other business ventures that you focus on other than going around telling people that that's the team that you own. Because it's not going to be good for a while other than number 4 back there taking a lot of hits. Andrew Luck.
Michael Jordan to Clemson. That's what Dabo Sweeney said. Or he's like Michael Jordan. Bill O'Brien with that butt chin, it was the only time before he got shit out. I mean, it always seems like when they want complete control, they can't handle it. You know, there's like just too much information for them. You know, it's just they just can't do it. Bill O'Brien seems like a nice guy, but he just couldn't handle the heat. So I want to see J.J. Watt on a contender. Come to the Vikings, J.J. Watt. We're gonna get a new quarterback. J.J. Watt. We need a new like top alpha dog D end. I'll take him. Sammy, we'll end the show on this. So, how scared are you of the Steelers? 1 to 10.
A fucking negative fucking
Oh my god.
1 million. Get the fuck out of here. Yo, listen. We lost our left tackle, okay? Ronnie Stanley.
And
top
he
three,
signed that
top five
deal
tackle
right
in
before.
top 5 tackle in the NFL.
That was the best
TJ Watt,
signature he
that
ever
was
made
an
in his
accident.
entire life.
Whatever. Listen, that was Unique's first game. I love this. This is what I love. And as Ravens fans, this is what we're used to. We're not the darling. We're not the team that everybody loves. We're supposedly Pittsburgh's little brother just because they're old as fucking dirt. But whatever. Listen, we're going to come back. We're going to win a division. We're going to win a Super Bowl this year. You know, 3 losses. I don't think that disqualifies you from the playoffs. But it disqualifies you from everybody in America really liking you anymore. And that's cool. I just want everybody to remember that. Like, remember this time, Colin Cowherd. Everybody. You Savage. I see the look on your face. You Savage. Okay. It's fine. It's okay. We're good. No worries about beating the fucking Steelers.
Yeah, well, obviously that was a very calm, cool, and collected speech, so we all believe you 1,010% that the Steelers have no real estate in your head. Put some real estate in our head. That's what you call a transition in the biz. 470-391-4034. Text us, call us, leave a voicemail. It's that easy. You can holla at me, Garrett W. Savage, on the social medias. Sammy's always up the grid. Sammy, did we miss anything before we call it?
I think it's good, man. Like you said, we got all the personal shit out the way, so now we're back to what we're meant to do, and that's give this to the people. So they'll be seeing us soon.
That's
and
right.
I really appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you too, and appreciate the fans. We have a few. We're starting